Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're excited for today's reading. The question is gonna be, what's on the horizon? 4 piles. First one is the Hematite stone, second Black Tourmaline, third Tiger's Eye, and the fourth one is the Amethyst stone. I'm gonna say it right away that I have been taking notes on each of the piles, and when I do that, the readings tend to become more spacious and full of information. And I have been setting these cards aside for a very long time because I've been taking that notes and waiting for the proper time and time, space, and energy to manifest this reading into being finally. And yeah, because you're seeing this video, it means I have finally made that decision and recorded what I've drawn. Some interesting situations for each of your piles, and yeah, I hope you'll enjoy what you'll see. Yeah, and let's jump right into the first pile. Welcome to the reading my first pile. Your stone was Hematite. I wanna congratulate you before I read my notes, because this is overall a very positive message that's coming up here, and it's coming from a place of letting go of thoughts and letting go of overthinking. Lots of release here I felt with this pile, and things taking a better turn, because here I'll show you things were not as let's say good or wonderful as they were, as you waited them to be. But yeah, you'll see what I mean here. First cards I saw here was the King of Swords in reverse and the Fool. Specifically in this deck, the King of Swords is associated with structure, and we got the Fool here with the new beginnings. First thing that I felt with this pile is that you are releasing mind over matter attitude towards life, and you're finally stepping in some sort of trust in the universe, a leap of faith. For some of you it's gonna be relevant, because we got here the Fool. He's not very strategic and not very intellectual or structured in his moves like the King of Swords, but he definitely goes in a direction that's universally backed up and supported by the universe. It's what I'm feeling with these cards. Here is what I've written. Spiritual release, light at the end of the tunnel, opening, releasing, outgrowing mind over matter attitude towards life, liberation over thought matters, release, inner child, protection over spiritual matters, higher, highlighted intuition or synchronicity. You may be encountering lots of synchronicities like angel numbers, being there at the right time and at the right place. That comes with the Fool card, because and with the King of Swords in reverse, because you're no longer feeling the need or the urge to control and overthink situations. Faith in the universe, as I said, breaking hold over stubborn mind control or strategic cold-hearted planning. Heart over mind. By the way, for some of you, you're finally releasing that sort of attitude towards life in which you feel like you need to control everything, or that you need to have a very specific plan, or if you don't have it, then something bad's gonna happen. Basically, you're more eager to go with instincts and with impulses, positive ones that are supported by your intuition, by the way. Rediscovering innocence, that comes with the Fool. because it's a positive card. Why I see that way? Because the King of Swords in reverse is a very cold-hearted individual, person that doesn't know how to access their heart. They are stuck in the mind, and it came in reverse, which means you're breaking that cycle if you were into it. Fresh start, fresh new, unrepeated starts, because it's the Fool, and that card is beginnings, and specifically for you it's a beginning that has never like repeated. It's something very interesting to see here in that first pile. Let's see, where was I? Absence of previously unaware patterns. If you have been working on yourself, if you've been into awareness work, then I want to congratulate you, because this card means the patterns that were haunting you in the past are coming to an end, or they are coming to a resolution, or at least you have been working on them consistently, and they are being also triggered and changed fundamentally. Leap of faith as well. Absence of thinking or obsessive thinking, or a step that has no sense, by the way. You'll feel compelled this pile with what's on the horizon to take a leap of faith, or to take an action that makes no sense with the thinking mind, but it will feel right. That's definitely the case for you. Heart opening, letting the universe in, letting your guard down in the favor of the universe. Logic override ending. Like if you were that person that thinks a lot and is very logical, and like doesn't like taking steps in a direction that it doesn't feel like it's a logical one, like stuck in the mind, all that sort of thing, but in a very shadowy and not benefiting you way, then that's basically ending. Spark of newfound creativity, optimism, and heart opening. I'll be probably repeating myself, but that's okay. Maybe some messages need a sort of reinforcement. For some of you, finally releasing long-held grief. That came here with these cards. I remember, because it's the ace, page. It's the page of cups here. It's in reverse. That could mean like you're a person that has been undergoing quite a lot of disappointment in life. Also with this card, like that sort of numbness, emotional, swamp type of states of being, like nothing is changing, nothing's gonna be good again. Nostalgic also with this card, the Six of Cups, because here it's a woman that's looking in the, like she's looking at a sky that it's not a sunrise, it's more of a sunset, and sunsets are like an ending, or reminiscing over something that has happened in the past, and it was so good that I don't know if I'm gonna feel right again. I don't know if anything's gonna happen as good as it was in the past, sort of thing. Like I see a lot of hopes broken here in the first pile, but that's gonna be released, because we got here finally releasing long-held grief, nostalgia, sadness, depression. Also empty cup here, because that's the page in reverse. You felt like your cup has been emptied. I'm so happy to say that this is finally over. This is finally coming to an end. Reminiscing over past is coming to an end. Loneliness, drought coming to an end. Past coming to pass. Disidentification with grief, sadness, dissolution of an ego that has been created upon suffering, or it has been creating itself around suffering. Like if you identify with suffering, pain, and distress, and you're that person that's basically saying, oh, my life has been so miserable, and I've been through so many battles, then you're finally like releasing that part of you that has been identifying with these, and you'll feel like you'll no longer need to stick around those thoughts and stories. And I'm not invalidating you. I'm saying that it's all right, and take as much time you need to like process or digest, or to even hold on to these things if you would like to. I'm not saying they are wrong. I'm just feeling like I need to clarify this. Every emotion is welcomed, and I believe that for you to heal, you need to feel everything. That's basically okay, whatever you're going through. Endless and bottomless grief finally entering emotional resolution. That's wonderful. Don't be afraid. You're not gonna be alone as you were in the past. Um, a message coming here is we see your pain, we are by your side, you are not alone, and you were never alone in that matter, like in that loneliness, in those feelings. Like I feel compelled to say that your pain has always been seen, and you were never alone. I was stopping to like read like what's written here. I don't understand. um, and another one, it's interesting. I feel as though either this is spirit guides or angels, I don't know. We know your sorrow. Very interesting. um, with this card here, because we got here the Tower, the Justice in reverse, and the Four of Cups, your Tower moment has already happened. um, you're required to rebalance, and you're about to be realigned, readjusted, reprogrammed. Reprogrammed, that sounds quite funny, but whatever. You're gonna be healed, rebooted, rebirthed for some of you, a fresh opening with its new emotional foundation, with its new, solid emotional foundation here, I felt. Um, Spring of experience, insight, and internal development. I feel as though if it resonated all along, this message, then all of this that you've been going through, that's basically a spring of experience and insight. I feel as though this information or this experience, as bad as it was required for you to like gain experience from it, and use it for like convert it in some sort of insight and information for further use. Internal development caused by an uplifting event, and also it feels like this was a dark night of the soul. And with all the dark nights of the soul, they are you're gonna hit the rock bottom, but basically as you do, you're gonna rise up again, and the quality in which you'll rise up again is gonna be a better one. That's what I like about the dark nights of the soul, that they are so uplifting in the end, but as you go through them you realize that no, I don't want to go through this again, some sort of thing, you know. But yeah, I wanna congratulate you, because what's on the horizon for you is like a positive change, rehabilitation, like recuperation, and like that association with a crab that has been growing his shell or his armor, let's say. And there is a time in which he leaves it, because as he grows, he no longer needs he feels too small for the shell that he's in, and it feels like it's a period of pain for that crab, because his body no longer fits that shell and he has to like break it somehow. The same thing happens for you. It's as though you are experiencing things that are not very pleasant, and they are required they require you change and to be better, and basically be born in a better quality of being. And that's all contributing to a growth of your character, I feel, with the first pile. And lastly, I would like to say that if these bad things were never to happen, we would never have seen your beautiful character arise from the all this turmoil. Like, um, you know, if you want to know an good artist or an actor, you have to place them in all types of situations or all types of like dramatic events or different types of roles that you have to give them for the audience to see like their full palette or their full capacity to express. Like, I feel like this first pile, if you were not to go through all of this distress, we would never see your capacity to prevail, and we would never have seen all the resilience and all the strength that you possess. Like, imagine your life being like a stage, and we saw all the things that were building your character, and as not so pleasant as they were, they revealed a very beautiful inside fight, and you gave it your best, and you saw yourself evolve through all of this stuff here. And all I can say, it's very beautiful. I like what I see here in the cards. I see someone who has won a battle, or who has finally managed to like defeat, or let's say, for some of you, if you don't like defeat, then make peace with your inner demons, or fight them, or whatever it is for you. We like seeing you progress, basically, and it's really beautiful to see someone pick a challenge and prevail. We saw you express quite a lot, and that was something very beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much for letting me be the one who's reading those energies. I really feel like a chosen one with those, because that's quite the adventure to read in the first pile. Thank you so much for watching this, and if it resonated, please leave a like and comment below. Subscribe for more content, and yeah, it's your daily not daily, sorry, it's your favorite envoy of fate. I like to joke around this, and yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna be moving to the next pile. Hello and welcome to my second pile, the ones of you who've chosen the black tourmaline stone. This reading is basically for you. First two cards went here, the Emperor and the Page of Swords, I guess. No, it's the Knight of Swords, sorry. And the Emperor is all about maturity, and this one is all about spontaneity. So I'm gonna be reading the notes, but also commenting on those. The Emperor is linked to maturity, diminishing spontaneity in a relationship with this card, and welcoming more structure and stability. The message here felt split, as though for some of you it's gonna be either this one or the next one that I'm gonna be saying. If you're stable though, and if you're abundant in structure and grounding, stability, control, logical thinking, then your task is to welcome more spontaneity. Yeah, it's either one of two, because if you are more of an Emperor energy and you'll feel that way, then you need more spontaneity with the Knight of Swords. And basically, if you are in the Knight of Swords in reverse energy, then you're gonna be inviting, or you're gonna be needing to invite more of the structure, stability, and foundation in your life, basically. Also, for some of you, it's either inviting or accepting an advice from a man, because the Emperor is either a father figure, or basically a man that can give you advice or can give you some sort of help or aid. And if that's the other way around, then basically you should be, if you are the emperor, then you should be like a bit more open to spontaneity that's given to you from a person that's represented by the Knight of Swords. Okay, decision, initiative, call of valor, sorry, call of help, because as I said, you may be needing help, a need for an intervention, taking the lead, being the leader, being referred to as for advice or strategy or counsel. Or for some of you, that could mean that you'll be approached by someone who is needing your information, advice, experience, or as I said, counsel. Well, that was about it with the message here. As you can see here, we've got a man here and also another man in reverse. And yeah, that's gonna be quite the ride with the message here, but let's go. Meeting a business-oriented partnership, meeting a business-oriented person, partnership, discussion, group meeting. You're gonna be required to take the initiative. By the way, it could be a poll. You'll be invited in a vote, a debate, a decision based on mind matters, logic, and absence of emotions, because we've got here the Queen of Swords. Basically, what's on the horizon is gonna require you to be more in your intellectual side overall. You're gonna be using lots of let's say thinking vehicles to navigate your experience. Absence of emotions. You shouldn't trust emotions in that period of time that's gonna be surrounding this situation. By the way, some cards indicated here that you should give it all you've got. You're gonna be energetically spotlighted. Give it all, because you got all it takes. Basically, be calculated. It feels like you're gonna undergo some sort of a race. It could not be be a literal race, but it could be like a competition or a rivalry. When I say a race, take it metaphorically. It could even mean a fight, because when I saw these two men, I see like they could be like stubborn here in their ways, and they can like be easily inclined to pick a fight. A fight for gain, and I felt like you should know this, the second pile, that there is gonna be like a competition or a fight for something like a personal benefit, and you should be ready to like state your ground and fight for your cause, basically. Beware of risky bets, by the way, gambling. Signing contracts, by the way, if you're signing contracts, you should be very aware, or you should be very cautious. What I'm trying to say, if you're gonna be signing something, basically. You could be dealing, by the way, with hidden motives coming from someone shady business, because we got here the devil, and that was quite like a bit of made me a bit nervous, you know. You should be also aware of scams. Beware of scams, manipulation over someone who is very shady or is giving that energy in your life right now. You could be dealing also with a conscience trait of values or pact with morality. Don't go for it, because that's basically the giving off, that's basically coming up from the devil, because the devil is that person that's not he doesn't care for morality, and will basically sabotage everything that's coming as good over like means to an end type of attitude. Mhm. You could be dealing with a player, by the way, a mind gamer or a mind genius, unfair play. Beware of that as well. For some of you, if that's true, if you resonated so far with the message, then play on the same rivalry level or quit the fight if you don't feel like you can take it, or if you feel overpowered. This is a dangerous play with the devil because that person knows how to power play and could like overpower you very easily if you don't outsmart them. You could be dealing with a very cunning person here. You could be handed a very seductive offer. By the way, if you're a pattern seer, as I call it, if you see through people and you see through like the BS that's usually surrounding a situation, and if you're not steered away by emotion, you will be able to see through and be very cautious about the situations that or offers that are going to be handed to you. That person that I'm referring to in the reading as the devil um, is wait. You should be breaking their play basically. You should be overpowering the system. You should take the element of surprise and break the whole game. Very interesting messages coming up here. With the world, by the way, you got this. By the way, with the word card, I felt like this pile is very like has it all together, and it feels like this devil has no chance of playing you, and it feels as though you got what it takes for you to like be victorious in that situation, because the world is like a very inclusive card in which it contains every other element or every necessary aspect from the other cards, because it's a very full of meaning sort of card, and it feels like this devil in a fight with the world card is not gonna win so easily, or is gonna be uh, taking a worthy opponent, as I like to refer here. Mm, well, metaphorically speaking, it's gonna be like a sword fight. Um, that devil card could indicate a person that is a rule breaker or a cheater, being caught off guard and you being victorious. We got here two dueling men. It also like reminded me a bit of a rooster fight here, a bit funny. Ego duels. If it's not a literal like business relationship, if money is not involved here, then it most likely involves a person that likes to prove themselves right over an argument, and the warning here with this pile is basically saying beware of physical, mental, intellectual fights. It feels like you will be prone a bit to like these type of situations. I see like this second pile, it's a very like tough individual, let's say. You are not afraid to like take initiative or to accept the challenge, and I applaud that, and I admire that. And with the chariot card, they wanted to say like you're there. If someone is ready to challenge you, you're gonna not stand still and watch them. Like you're gonna take the lead. You're gonna take the challenge. But the shadow aspect of that specific reading is for you to not fall for the ego fights, basically, whatever that means, because the message was very clear in that direction. And if you feel like this looks like a rooster fight of egos, or a fight of egos, as I said, between like these two individuals, one of you representing either one of these cards, then basically see if that's necessary, because yeah, it could not be the case. and you could have saved energy if you didn't participate in that endeavor in the first place. That reading could be like a warning. That reading could also signify that whether you really need to take that fight or not, if you're betting, if you're signing something, if you are dealing with some sort of business offer that's very seductive and that's very promising and whatever, and the person that you are dealing with is very persuasive and giving you lots of hope, then I would be very, very wary of that offer, because with the Queen of Swords, you're basically encouraged to be very calculated and very attentive and very cold, and not let them manipulate your emotions. And aside from that, with the Emperor card, I can say you're a person that has got this. Like, you're up to the challenge, give it all. It's your choice whether to pick the battle or leave it or save the energy. I see you as though someone who is wise enough to know when to pick their battles, and yeah, you've got this. Make that person that's trying to play you, make them feel embarrassed. Like, that's what I feel compelled to say here with that reading. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. If it resonated, then please leave a like and comment below how it resonated. Thank you so much for being the one who is reading for you. And yeah, I guess see you in the next videos. Subscribe for more content. And yeah, I'm gonna be moving to the next pile. Hello and welcome to my third pile. The ones of you who've chosen the Tiger's Eye. Interesting message coming through. What I felt with this pile, we've got here the Chariot, which says movement, and the Queen of Swords, which says power. I felt like this pile is gonna encounter an honesty discussion or a sincere confession, or you're basically foreseeing that. You're not surprised most likely by this reading. You're gonna be having a discussion with an employee or coworker, a difficult coworker discussion, dialogue, or a truce, a stern discussion, a serious one, or authoritative. Or you are gonna be the authoritative one that's gonna initiate it. You are smart, reliant, trustworthy, not afraid to be direct, a great judge, needing to stand up for yourself and others. I feel as though you have that capacity here. You're not having a hard time doing that. Also, the Queen of Swords is a card of sincerity, honesty, truth tellers are the third piles. For some of you, it's gonna be like you're gonna need either those traits, or you're gonna need the help of a woman who possesses those qualities. Basically, that's gonna be with the Queen of Swords, that's gonna be a woman from a higher hierarchy. If you're working, that's gonna be like someone who is higher than you, or it could be a person that's holding your best interests and has lots or more authority than you. For some of you as well, it's gonna be call a woman to protect you from a higher hierarchy, as I said. Also, the traits that's gonna be needed to exhibit in those situations that are on the horizon for you are gonna be logical, cold assessment of a situation or a conflict. You're gonna be required to possess diplomacy, peace, truth or truce here. Also, I wrote here down terms of agreement. Cooperative debate was on the horizon. A mature discussion, mature interaction. By the way, with that reading, you're encouraged to push your agenda or your standards over the group of people you interact with or with a person. Voice your opinion, state your word and highlight the truth honestly. Open or break the silence, speak or say it. You're invited to be very active and do not go into passivity, or don't be passive. Don't adhere to passive aggression. If you like, or if you don't like something, then you're called to speak it out loud and instate your boundaries, protect your boundaries, say your boundaries, and enforce. You can handle this situation, no matter how difficult it may seem. You've got what it takes. You're qualified to highlight or to say what's on your mind. Take the lead. You are ready to take the initiative. Diplomacy over tension. Like, if you feel like a situation you're gonna be encountering is a difficult one, you're encouraged to use diplomacy and convert that tension you got here in that diplomatic sort of manner of expression, you know. I saw here somewhere, oh yeah, it's here, it's the death card, because with the death card comes upheaval and change. With the blank card here, the outcome of that situation that I'm describing here is yet unknown, and it's dependent on lots of factors, and basically lots of outcomes are dependent upon you. Instability of outcomes, as I said. And by the way, I felt to say that, but that card here, the Six of Cups, here is the card of the past, and it's in reverse. I feel as though there is gonna be a co-worker or a person that's close to your proximity, physical proximity, that's gonna act in not very mature ways, immature, childish, a person that is getting in the way of optimal interaction. Beware, or you should know that there is a greedy, negative focused or self-interested person with mouses, or yeah, mouses, with the mice card. I feel like there is a person that's holding their best interests to their heart, and they could be like benefiting or taking advantage even of the collective or even you, and they could sabotage like things because they have that attitude, because that person feels like they are anxious or either immature, something like this. Keep your ground. You're right in your judgments. Yeah, this is what I wrote here about the person that I'm referring to in that reading. This person is having anxiety, panicky, or lacking control, has a lot of pressure building, can play mind games, by the way. Could be also a controller, manipulator, a fear-based individual. And you're basically being called to like keep that person in place, or at least observe them and not let them influence you. Let's see. With the Two of Wands here, I felt like you're someone that is very good at mediating fights or conflicts. You've got what it takes for you to like resolve peacefully a situation. Why I felt like this situation could be revolving around the group, because we got here lots of people here described or depicted in that reading. Beware of a person that is not showing their true motives with the Knight of Chalices, because it feels like from the exterior that person shows one thing, but in their inside world we see the opposite, basically, or that person is two-faced somehow, With the anchor card, I can say like you're a very grounded, stable, not so easily influenced by others person. You could be a person that's very like intellectually driven and not very trusting with their emotions. Or with the chariot card, we can say that you are knowing the right time and place for you to trust your emotions and your intuition, and when to like let that mind power come into place and rule the situation. um, More came in here with this nine of swords. The person that you're gonna be dealing with, or you're already dealing with, is someone who is a bit behaving immaturely, and at their base is very anxious and scared. And when these people are encountering that level of lack of control, unfortunately they resort to some sort of survival mechanism in which they um, behave like a cancer cell, you know, in a body. Like they take it all, they like isolate and take all that's best for themselves, and feel like they don't have enough and they have to manipulate or to like bend the situation in their favor, even if it means hurting others. I'm wondering if that reading is trying to point out that you should have a discussion, or you should catch that person off guard and basically give them the awareness that all that they're doing is monitored somehow, and you're not gonna be fooled by that person. For some of you, the message that's coming up here is basically be very cutting with that person, or don't let that person get away with the things that they are trying to do, or try to be more precise or more upfront about your boundaries, because I feel as though you have that quality and you know what you're doing. You've got what it takes to solve that situation successfully with the Ten of Cups here. Like you've got here that diplomatic skills that are necessary to put that person or that situation in the right place, or for it to have the best possible outcome. And for some of you, even like to not defeat that person, but keep them in place, keep them in control. Find the best possible solution for your situation, and for it not to be an explosive one, or to like spiral out of control for both of you. And for some small fraction, or I don't know, I'm not gonna say fraction, but if you feel like this person is confused, I'm dealing with here with the mice card and this one, then you're basically called to aid them, or to like give them sense of safety, and have like an honest conversation with them, in which you can explain that you're out there to like do your best interests for you and for others, and it doesn't have to be a fight, or it doesn't have to be a survival for that person. You can be a person that's containing that other one, though you're not feeling, that's not a necessity, that's only if you're feeling called to do that. You can basically solve that tension, fight, conflict in a beneficial way, even for you and even for others as well. Because I see here the Ten of Cups is like a happy ending type of situation here surrounding that. And yeah, I guess that's all that came up here. Thanks for watching, and if it resonated, please let me know in the comments below, and like if you really like the video. And for more content, please subscribe. And yeah, see you I guess in the next videos. Thanks for watching. Bye. A warm welcome for the fourth pile and the last one for this reading. I hope you're excited for what's gonna show up here in the cards, because I got you the first card being the Wheel of Fortune. and at the bottom of it, it writes in here fate. So whatever I'm gonna say to you right now, or whatever situation I'll try to describe here, it's gonna be like fate. It's gonna be there is gonna be little to no change that you can influence over the situation that I'm gonna be showcasing. And don't be afraid, I'm not gonna give you some bad messages here. I'm always highlighting the best situations possible, and if I showcase ever to you something that I consider negative or neutral, it's because it is here for a reason, and I can help you, or the reading can help you overcome some things that can be seen through the cards and basically be prevented. So yeah, um, I'll begin by reading the things that I've been taking notes on each pile, and I'm gonna be reading what I wrote for you. This first card gave me these keywords: bliss, contentment, meditation, oneness, retreat, soul prosperity, long-awaited peace, union of mind, body and emotion, and spirit, blissful coexistence, cooperation, universal favor, by the way, care, synchronicity, calm waves, good outcome, calm flow, flow of energy, peace, destiny, luck, growth, graceful, divine light, trust in the universe. With this first card, I wanna say well done. This is the universe is on your side, whatever you're pursuing. This card is basically inviting you right now to stay still, don't move for a while at least. Settle, if there is something bothering you, you should settle the murky waters, wait for the winds to settle, time to be invested in yourself. A standstill of forces for you to do the inner work. Beneficial vacation, taking a day for self-love, divine timing. Calming of the mind, needing to sort through shadow work, introspection, fear, confronting fear, running away. Running away, I wrote here, I feel as though running away from the outside world, and retreating in yourself. Here is where the reading splits, and if you're not experiencing the states I am describing here, then that's an indication that this is your capacity. You can, if you are setting a goal, if you have a goal in mind to achieve those, then it's definitely out there and you can definitely achieve those. But for some of you, I feel as though you need to sort things in yourself. You either need, if you have PTSD or CPTSD, you need the counsel or therapy, or you just need to find a way to deal with those. Because with this communication card in reverse, I feel as though there is a discrepancy between the world outside and the inside, meaning that with the communication in reverse, it feels like your inner voice is being covered, or you are not listening to your inner voice here. Also with this man here in the Five of Pentacles, like he's looking outside. I felt for some of you like you are waiting for a change, or you are waiting for some opportunities, and you're like maybe even having fears of missing out, the fear of missing out. And that basically induces you into a state of mind or a state of being that's very exhaustive, and it could even indicate that it makes you even tempted to like cope or want to escape it. With the Ten of Swords, I see that what's on the horizon is not as bad as the Ten of Swords, because it's in reverse, and most likely you're again catastrophizing. You're in a period of time, especially with the Wheel of Fortune and those qualities I've described, in which you're invited with the Moon in reverse to like clear out the shadows, clear out the traumas, or to like make peace with what happened in the past and basically let go. You're invited to step into the King of Swords energy, and the King of Swords is someone who has a degree of control over his emotions. More so, the King of Cups has a lot of control over his emotions, but the King of Swords is most likely a person that not only has control, but is able to keep them in place, keep them. For some of you, they could be even intellectualized, but that's a problem that's not going to be discussed here. I feel as though you lack stability, or you're looking out for some sort of change. With the ship card here, I feel as though you need a change in your life, or you're waiting for physical change, a shift, an emotional shift, a shift of consciousness, something like this, and you like to invite more stability in your life. With that change, what I mean is like you'd like a new start, a new like opening. You're maybe even tired of the past, or the past patterns like repeating themselves over. As I said, I wrote here there is a discrepancy between the mind and what's actually happening. That means you could have lots of expectations upon yourself and the world. You could have lots of overthinking. With the King of Swords, as I said, you're invited to like master that sort of energy, and not let it like basically flood you, not let your mind take control over you. What else can I say? Especially here that I got the Empress in reverse, you'll be prone to burnout, emotional burnout, breakdown, worrying over the multitude of choices, having a fearful mindset. You could be also someone who is maximalistic, who likes to have like everything and everything at once, some sort of thing. Could be dealing with mental confusion, as I've probably mentioned before. Being on two fronts, wanting everything all at once. I've said that. With your specific pile, as I said, we have the fate here written, so that means there is little to no influence over the circumstances you're dealing with, especially what's on the horizon. You'll not be having quite a lot of control over your situation, but you're gonna be invited to take a day off, to take the long-awaited vacation, to center or ground yourself, be more gentle with yourself, and basically don't overwork. I feel compelled to say as well that there is such a thing. You'll find maybe that, or you heard about being at the right time in the right place. That's a quality that only the universe is capable of giving to you, and it's something that I believe has to happen only in the circumstances in which you are very receptive to the universe, and you're not like behaving in a way that how do I put it? You're behaving in a way that's very integrative with the people around you, with the circumstances around you, and you're ambitious, but in the right way, in which you are deep down, well intended towards people. And I'm not saying that you don't have that. I'm just saying that there is such a thing as in spirituality, universal timing or divine timing, and it feels as though you're yet to be attuned to that sort of concept here. And you're gonna be forced a bit, I feel, with those cards. You're gonna be forced to reestablish that communication with the source or with synchronicities, and you'll see that your mind aspect feels very alone in that pursuit, and that you're basically, the more you're gonna feel connected with the communication card with the universe, the more cohesive and the more like flexible you're gonna be with the changes that you expect. And one more thing that I want to say with this specific pile is that perhaps the expectations that you've got upon yourself are really waiting for you to examine them and to ask yourself whether they are really yours, and whether the universe is basically trying to place you in a situation in which you'll feel the need to like re-examine your overall control over things. And the message here that's trying to say is center yourself, ground yourself, don't be fearful of the outcomes or the opportunities that are coming your way, or that you're trying to like sort which one to accept and which one to not accept. Basically saying that you have to decide in your life, you have to take decision based upon emotional clarity here. That thing is only gonna come with the wheel of fortune, as I said, described there, with the bliss, contentment, meditation. Probably you're seeking really on a very deep level a sort of peace that does not depend on external circumstances. And the more peaceful you're gonna feel, the more calm and more directed, but in the right on the right path. I wanna say, sorry. As well, I wrote here stand still, limbo, purposefully thrown at you to deal with. And if you're really having a vacation or a time off and you're not like things are not moving, then this is an indication for you to like take this time for yourself, to invest it in yourself, and to wait for the things to feel better in order for you to move back again in life with a sense, not a sense of the Empress in reverse, like not in the burnout way, not with the mindset of being successful, but with the mindset of having a joyful life, one filled with meaning and contentment, like your actions or your decisions should be driven by excitement, joy, and curiosity. Even like, as I said, your intentions behind your actions should be joyous, should be positive. If you're gonna take decisions in life that are fear-based, that are based upon emotions that are any less than peace or any less than positive, then I guess you can't expect anything other than negative outcomes as well. Yeah. One thing specifically that's probably gonna brighten up this reading is the fact that with this card I want to say things are out of control, but it's for your own benefit, and things are gonna take a beneficial turn if you're just gonna be allowing. And in general, I feel as though for this specific pile, the universe is kind of teaching you a lesson for some reason, and eventually it's gonna be okay. With this card especially, you don't have to worry about it. Maybe you are worrying with those cards, but you'll see what I mean. What's on the horizon is like a break from those negative thoughts, or from that overthinking, as I said. If it resonated, then leave a like, comment below. Thanks so much for watching. That was quite a ride with this pile, but thanks for being here, and thanks for letting me be the one who is gonna help you clear these things. I'll probably like film a video in which I'll describe or give you some options to deal with these things, but meanwhile I'll just see what comes to mind. And yeah, let me know how this resonated, let me know how it feels, and yeah, I guess see you in the next videos. If you really enjoy the content I post and create, then make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in